and the council president agreed to
take a vote of no confidence for the entire office. To have an opinion drafted without, again, us even requesting an opinion 2 hours before a meeting.
I requested.
Okay, right.
That was
No,
not,
so that
they
was,
didn't do that out of the blue.
I understand that.
And that was off of our conversation yesterday with you, when you called me up and said, well, I'm going to object right away. And I had already heard rumblings, right or wrong, that that an objection wasn't allowed. I asked for the opinion.
Right.
They didn't do that on their own. I'll take the full responsibility.
And I appreciate that, but our conversation was on Friday.
That's what, he wasn't back till Monday. Yeah.
Not Tuesday. So the first thing I would say is I want clarification, because in here it says this isn't the first time that's before us. We rejected the budget.
Correct.
Flat out rejected the budget. So is this issue that's before us the first time it's before the city council? Okay. Ask the city in terms of budgets. Can you have a budget without an appropriation?
What do you mean?
Can you have a budget without an appropriation?
It's a budget book. It's not a budget. So no, without an appropriation.
You need an appropriation. Okay. Do you think corporation council should know that you need an appropriation in order to have a budget? Is that like finance 101? Is that municipal law 101?
I just hope he's not focused on that. I hope he's focused on legal issues in the city.
Corporation council is given. One would assume, right, that the biggest part of any municipal operation is a budget.
Right.
That in order to have a budget, you need to have an appropriation, right? So I would assume every attorney who practices municipal law would understand that. So the question that's before us as to whether or not what school department vote we're going to take. The first budget we rejected, there was no appropriation. Yet in the second paragraph, it says the city council thereafter considered the proposed budget at multiple meetings. During its initial consideration, the council approved the school department budget, but rejected the remaining portions. That's correct. But we rejected the appropriation. There is no appropriation, therefore there is no budget.
Point of order.
Your point of order, Council.
What appropriation was approved?
We did not approve the school department budget.
The first time.
No, we did not.
On June 3rd, you did.
No, we did not. Listen, hear me out. We approved a line item. The line item was the school department budget. The appropriation was never changed or reduced to fund the school department. So we skipped a step, not even realizing we skipped it. And because we skipped that step and it was never funded, we never approved the school department budget.
That's correct.
That's where I was going with the
I'm sorry.
That's exactly where. No, it's okay. That's you clarified it, but that's exactly where I was going. So there was no appropriation that was ever submitted. So there was no budget. So the entire budget was rejected. So again, when we're having a legal opinion coming before us saying that there was a budget approved, I'd like to know how there was a budget that was approved with zero appropriation. There wasn't a single dollar that was appropriated to any line item of that initial budget. That budget was rejected. It came back before us. We rejected again. The budget is not before us. So for us to even, again, this flies in the face of taking away the authority of the city council, whether you agree with it or disagree with it. The city charter says that a counselor can object to an item that's before us. And yet again, every time we try to compromise with, they come back and give us these types of opinions. And then we wonder why we want to hold up a budget for $40,000. It's not petty politics. January 27th, 2026, we had a ordinance meeting. There was a discussion between licenses and leases. And we were trying to compromise with Corporation Council and Matt Thomas, who was representing Corporation Council, told us that we didn't need the ordinance because at the end of the day, the lease should not have been approved without the city council. And we said, we want a safety net. What guarantees do we have? Quote, the power of the purse. You deny the money, that is the ultimate control of the city council. We are just taking the recommendation from Matt Thomas coming through Corporation Council. We are not happy with the legal opinions. As one, have no confidence in any of the opinions coming from Corporation Council. We want our own attorney for legal opinions. We've drafted an MOA. Corporation Council refuses to sign. He'll sign to form and legality of a document, but he won't agree to the to the actual agreement and the documentation that's before us. He'll never do that. So the question is it the city council that's holding up the budget? Or is it Attorney Rumsey that's holding up the budget?
Do you want me to answer that? Okay. So in our conversations to get to an agreement, he contends that there is Massachusetts law which indicates what a corporation counsel can and can't do. His position is that he is not allowed to sign an agreement like that, which could expose the city and its taxpayers to legal claims. He can sign that the mayor and the council president agreed to a policy to give them money, as we did in the past. I don't think it was formalized then, but at the same time, he said that if he signed something like that, he could literally put himself in jeopardy. So I said, and I've said it probably too many times, that I don't have a problem working with the council to sign it myself. I just guess from what I'm signing, and we come to an agreement on the language, it's not sufficient for you guys. But as long as I'm here, and hopefully it's another, whatever it is, year and a half or year and 5 months, then I will definitely work with you on that. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The problem is, trying to negotiate a deal that everybody's on board with. And I, as someone who's a town administrator, I know you have a corporation counsel. Sean, get an opinion for me if you would. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with anybody doing that. But I think we have to work together to get this budget passed and get this agreement behind us.
Right. And so one, I can't get an opinion from another community. That's one. So, corporation counsel can get
I
an
don't know if you had
opinion.
a conversation with them.
Right. So, we can have ththose conversations, but the draft agreement that we have starts off number one, authority of corporation counsel. Pursuant to section 2-527 and 2-528, the Code of the City of Fall River and Administration Act, through Corporation Counsel remains the only authority authorized to legally bind the City of Fall River. We've acknowledged that. We've asked for an appropriation. We've asked for a good faith resolution. We've asked that the City Council draft a policy. The selection of the City Council was clearly outlined. He has a seat at the table, but the ultimate decision on our council would be coming from the City Council. We discussed funding payments, everything that's listed in the funding payment, making sure that nothing was held up. We talked about creating an ordinance that would allow this to continue to move forward. We talked about the duration of this. We talked about amendments, how that would be handled. Nothing in here took anything away from his authority, yet we don't have an agreement. This is a pretty straightforward
But I
MOA
think what you're
that-
saying, Sean, is the things that we can work through.
No.
Where's the money going to be? Who's going to authorize the payment?
It's there.
How I'm
It was-
saying, but
it was
there's
all there, and I
well, some of the other things were in Nick's agreement, and we never married the two up, and that's what I think we've been working on. Because when we sent out our first one, it said draft. I think we got the other one from Councilor Pont, so we're trying to marry those up. Now that's all we're working on.
This-
And
this
again,
draft- This draft, Mr. Mayor, with all due respect, is a pretty straightforward. He's just refusing to sign it. He's not going to sign it, and that's fine.
no, he will
That's
sign it, but-
you are ultimately the mayor,
Yeah.
right? You are the individual who ultimately has control of every single department that's before us. If you want this MOA to get signed, the mayor says it gets signed, right? So if Corporation Counsel refuses to sign it because of some type of law, he says that he's read somewhere that I've asked for the last month and a half, and he's yet to provide it to any of the city councilors, then that's fine, but that's ultimately up to you.
That's
But
fair.
you were elected to serve as the mayor.
Right.
So from my standpoint, if this MOA is legitimate and straightforward, and all it is saying in terms of what we're looking for is just consultation. That's all it is it's consultation. It's a second legal opinion. It is not binding the city to anything. It is giving us no different than having an outside auditor come in or an engineer come in to give us an opinion on something or render services to us. It does not take anything away from Corporation
I'll
Counsel.
tell you
That
what.
is clear. Hold on. That is clearly laid out. But
But
Attorney
I-
Rumsey refuses to cooperate. In fact, when we were talking about the leases and the licenses and contracts, after the meeting, I went out there in the hallway and I said, can we come to a compromise to try to resolve some of this stuff? And his response to me was no. So when we start talking about compromises and we have these conversations behind closed doors and there is a pushback for $40,000. So you've got a corporation counsel who is refusing to agree to something for $40,000. But this is what we're going to talk about.
No.
Okay, so let's not talk about the transportation that's about $1 million off that we've had discussions with that are now only just being discussed, right? And then I'm hearing with this whole entire budget process, I would ask, when did you start having conversations with department heads on this budget?
Individually, after they've submitted their budgets, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
March,
Or
end of
mid-April?
March.
How about mid-April?
Okay.
Is that-
Mid-April,
Mid-April. When's the budget due?
May
mid-May.
15th?
May 15th. So we have a $484 million budget, and the first time we have conversations with department heads is mid-April, a month before that it's due. So now I'm getting accused of extorting the city for $40,000. Okay, that's on public radio. I'm getting accused of having secret meetings with Cliff at his restaurant because I can't, God forbid, I go to Al Max Diner and have some breakfast, right? Okay, I am being accused that we've got deadlines to meet. But yet the administration meets with department heads a month before the budget is submitted. And then when we try to get responses, we have no responses. I've been trying to get answers to transportation since the first time it's come down. There was no conversation with the school department. We still don't have any conversation. I don't even know. And I've had this conversation with you, Emily, and the city administrator that's sitting before us as to whether or not maybe it's to the city's benefit that the actuals are coming in less and we don't need all this money. But there is zero documentation that is before us that is showing this. And so now I've got to sit here and be told that, oh, we've got to rush this through. This is what we got to do. No, it's not our responsibility to rush anything through. The expectation is that we're going to have the documentation to prove that everything that we're looking for is actual. We've got, and I asked the question, $450,000. And I think the chief said maybe $400,000 to $450,000 of retirement buyouts. I asked that question the first time when we had the budget before us. The very next meeting that we had a transfer of $450,000 to fund the deficit because of employee retirements in the police department. And we don't even have $400,000 in this year's budget built in. And the chief said that's exactly what we need.
Thank you. Counselor in seat 1, Counselor Kadim.
Thank you. So one, thank you.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Aaron All-Nighter, back after a year. Facebook restriction. So I will play nice a little bit. That video clip that we started off episode 1 of the 4 of Experience. This has been a year. I'm just going to start the recount. We did 500 episodes before. We're back now. And started off with Sean Kadim going at Coogan about the budget and being called out on WSAR public radio for allegedly extorting the city. We're going to get into a little bit more budget talks. I want to know how you guys feel in the comment section. A special meeting was held, and we got some clips. That right there was Sean Kadim. We're going to get into a clip with Michelle Dion and Coogan going back and forth. Also, 2 video clips from citizens' input, one from Colin Dias and one from Mayor Coogan himself. First, we'll get into those citizen input, and then the Michelle Dion clip where she goes at Coogan and asks some questions. First, Colin Dias, citizen input at the special budget hearing meeting. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Input. First person I have to speak is Colin Dias, 560 Ray Street. School transportation and CFO. 3 minutes.
Thank you. Colin Dias, 560 Ray Street. I'm just speaking in an individual capacity. Since the last time I came before the council, and since then, and within several correspondence, aka emails, I've asked for backup related to school transportation and the budget and the number that is before you. I know other counselors have asked for the same backup. I know other members of the school committee have asked for that same backup. I haven't received anything. Not sure if any member of the city council has. Unfortunately, that's just the commonplace with this administration, to keep things from us and not get to the bottom truth. But I just want to speak to, I guess the process here is a little bit different in that the entire committee votes on amounts and sends that to the mayor. We voted on, and the CFO of our schools indicated that we project to spend 17 million in transportation. The city CFO can just, I guess, cut it by $1 million because I guess she just thinks she can without speaking to anyone on the school department. I know the law reads that all transportation must be funded by the city, and it has nothing to do with net school spending. In Fall River, the mayor and the city council for years upon years have pounded their chests and said that we can find 100% of net school spending and fund all of transportation. The number that is before you is not the number that the school committee approved. Even though it's the law. I'm here, like I just heard just on the radio, and the council president said it. We have the number the school committee approved. We have the number that was placed in the budget, and there's this magical third number, which I have no idea what that is about. But again, I just hope the city council asks the very tough questions tonight. I usually watch these meetings from my couch, and I watch and discuss how the administration comes down here and just disrespects the city council, either through not giving information or just being verbally rude, meeting after meeting after meeting, and it's disrespectful. And I'm confident that this city council will do the right thing tonight and demand more from that administration. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dias.
All right. That was Colin Dias, school committee member. And anybody who's been following Fall River politics, Colin Dias had a whole recall Coogan effort that unfortunately failed through. I say unfortunately because I think somebody else could run the city better. I think you watching this could run the city better. But that's neither here nor there. Now, Colin Dias proved some good points. Why is there multiple different numbers when doing the transportation budget for the school department? The math isn't mathing. The number should be an exact number. There shouldn't be different figures. But, of course, Coogan really wants this budget to pass. It's his budget. So he made a special appearance after calling this meeting and did his own citizen input. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Next person I signed up to speak, Mayor Paul Coogan, 90 Williamson Street, regarding the budget. 3 minutes.
Well, I figured I had to come down tonight since I called the meeting. So, and I do appreciate the people that made the effort to get here that weren't originally scheduled. It's a very important issue, and we want to make sure it has all the credence it should have. And that's what I have to start with. Good evening, Council President and members of the Honorable Council. I am here to speak to the Council regarding the 27 budget and the administration's willingness to work cooperatively with the Council throughout the entire process. The budget was submitted to the Council in mid-May, There have been budget meetings with some individual councilors before the start of the budget hearings. The administration has been receptive and responsive to the council's request for suggested amendments to the budget. The approval of the city's municipal budget is the single most important vote that the council will make, and that's why I'm glad everybody showed up tonight. My administration has compromised and has worked in good faith through the entire budget process. We have been transparent and inclusive in our conversations on and off the floor with councilors. We worked with the council's suggestion to cut the $1 million from the budget. We put in the retiring police officers' buyouts, as suggested by the council, and have a meeting set up tomorrow with the new school CFO to review transportation costs. We listened to all your concerns and suggestions. Tonight, I want to let you know, and the public, that we have often talked about the $40,000 and an attorney for the city council. That will remain in the law department. Legal decisions will remain in the corporation counsel's office. On the eve of the last day of the fiscal year 26, with no municipal budget in place, I am simply asking the members of the council, in the words of Bill Belichick, to do your job. If you do not agree with the budget for financial reasons, then vote accordingly. But to continue to object or further stall a $500 million budget over a $40,000 line item is both unfair and unnecessary. Please do not let petty politics disrupt these deliberations any further, and the people of Fall River deserve better. Thank you, and have a good meeting.
He said, in the words of Bill Belichick, do your job. Who you talking to like that, bro? For real. It's Fall River. Watch your mouth. Right? But Michelle Dion did have something to say. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Council Vice President Dion.
Mr. Mayor, if I may,
Sure.
I'm trying to be calm because I am
We
not
all
calm
should be.
today.
We all should be.
I am not calm, so I am trying really hard. So I was in the meeting on Thursday afternoon. You, President, myself, City Administrator, the CFO, and the Director of Human Resources. We thought we reached a compromise. We talked about an MOA. I understand that the administration keeps saying it's the 40,000, it's the 40,000, it's the 40,000. We have brought up other issues. We had a problem with the EMS stabilization account. We reduced that number, which made the budget unbalanced. It had to be balanced. We're still discussing transportation, and I find it very interesting. So there's a meeting tomorrow with the CFO. I don't know if you're there or not, but the CFO, the school side, to discuss transportation. So that tells me transportation's not settled. So why would we vote today on a budget with a transportation number that nobody's come to a consensus on? If you had a consensus, you wouldn't be meeting tomorrow. So
Do you want me to answer them or just wait till
if you
ask
wish
them?
to, go ahead.
Okay. So the meeting tomorrow is also an introductory meeting with the new CFO, and I believe school transportation will come up. We're very comfortable with our number. We checked the numbers again today. I believe we've put enough money in the budget to transport all the students in the city of Fall River. And if that, God forbid, ends up short, we will be back to talk to you. But at this point, we're convinced the number we put in the budget will be sufficient. If tomorrow's meeting changes something, I can guarantee you the next call will be to you guys.
At one of our meetings, and I don't remember which one it was, but I'm sure you'll remember, not necessarily the meeting, but the conversation. I don't remember if it was on Thursday or if it was prior to that when I was there with Councilor King. I don't remember.
Point of clarification, if I may, please.
Councilman C2, your point of clarification.
When my colleague in C4 says, what of our meetings? What meetings are we talking about? We talk about council meetings? We talk about committee meetings? We're talking about a meeting that's just been, someone
we just-
arranges to have with the mayor? Just
All
want to
right,
know
I'll
what kind of
answer
meeting we're
that.
talking about.
I will clarify. I
Yeah,
will
just
answer
wanna-
that. You have every reason to ask that question. So some of us attended budget meetings. So I don't know if this happened in one of the budget meetings or if it happened in the meeting that we had with them on Thursday afternoon.
So the meeting you had on Thursday afternoon wasn't a budget meeting, or was it just a?
No, it wasn't a budget meeting. Suppose it sort of was.
Just curious, who called the meeting?
The mayor.
Yeah, we invited all the councils in.
Okay, so then, so it's a meeting between the
And
councils to discuss the budget.
Councilor Dion and Councilor Pont came together. I'm trying to think I think a few others had come together in the past, but
Yeah, no,
everybody's
so it's a
invited.
meeting that was for the budget.
Everybody, yep, to talk about that.
If I may interject for a moment, we are in citizens input right now.
I
So
understand that, but it's my only opportunity to ask him these questions.
You come up whatever you want, Michelle, you know that.
Yep,
But go ahead. Say what you
no,
wanna
that-
say.
No, I just wanted to urge the council, we're going to waive the rules. We should introduce the item. If the mayor is here to stay for this, I think it would be important. He's here. Councilors have to ask questions. So can we introduce the item? Mayor, would you
Whichever
be
way.
able to stay here and answer questions that the councilors have because a number of them have questions? Or we're going to waive the rules of citizens input? What's the
It's your
will?
choice.
I'll do whatever best for the council.
All right, we'll ask you to stay if you can for the deliberations.
If
And
it
I'll
gets
ask,
too bad, I'll leave.
okay. If the
I
city,
wish I could say the same,
It'll
Um,
be fine.
if-
Well, then you're over
but I'm
there.
here for the
if
duration.
I,
He said, I'll stay, but if it gets too bad, I'll leave. Good job, Vice Principal, man. Good job. How do you guys feel about the budget? Feel like the mayor and the CFO just trying to get this through? Seems like we always owe some money. The city councilors get forced to vote on a budget. Nothing ever lines up. We put the cart in front of the horse. No. Why? Why do we do this? Good old Fall River. Speaking of good old Fall River, we got a few surveillance camera videos. A few car accidents and some thievery. Good old Fall River. Check it out. We'll talk about it. That right there is visuals from the car accident earlier this week on South Main Street in front of the McDonald's, where a car flipped over after hitting a parked car. Not gonna make any judgments. Not sure how that happened. Thankfully, everybody was okay, except the vehicles. But speaking of vehicles, check this one out. We'll talk about it. Whoa, that was quick. Let's run that one back one more time. Did you see that? Just kept going. Sorry about that. Oops. I guess. Horrible. Horrible. Know what's even worse than that, guys? This. Check it out. We'll talk about it. She's like, babe. He's like, what? Keeps walking like, nah, she about to do something stupid again. I want nothing to do with this crazy one. She go grab the package, walking away looking like a stick figure. It's horrible. She mumbled something. I don't know what language that was in. Horrible. Horrible. You can't just be robbing stuff off people's porches, people. It's not nice. You don't want nobody robbing nothing off your porch, right? So calm down. Relax. Now, we're going to keep it going. But first, I want you guys to share this out to your news feed. Share this to groups. Tag people in the post. Tag people in the comment section. Send this out to like-minded individuals in Messenger. I decided to bring it back today. It's a cold episode. You know what I mean? Didn't promote today's episode. Just pushed that I was coming back early July. Nothing's earlier than the 1st. So, I'm early. Early July. And I figured, first episode back in 1 year, make it on the 1st. A little see, poeticness, I guess. But definitely share this out. Make sure you follow. Turn on notifications. Also streaming this live on YouTube on Street Magic Multimedia and Aaron All Nighter Facebook page. And, of course, on the Forever Experience. So follow, subscribe, turn on notifications wherever you find me at. Now, moving along, check this out. We'll talk about it. With community pushback, work to begin demolition process starts at Fall River's Bedford Street Police Station. Certain pieces to be preserved. That's been talked about for 30 years, but today there's finally movement to demolish the old crumbling Bedford Street Police Station. Crew from Connecticut-based Bestech, the company that will take down the 110-year-old structure, were at the site Monday. City building inspector Glenn Hathaway said they were setting up equipment in the back area of the building where the police cars were once worked on to conduct asbestos abatement. A lot of asbestos. Hathaway said he hasn't been given an exact date by Bestech when the actual demolition will begin on the old police station. Besides the fact the old police station is a hazard and was condemned by Hathaway, he said he's up against some time constraint because of the engineering department's plans to lay the final layer of road on Bedford Street, where a lot of construction work has been done this summer. Now, all the nice sidewalks on Bedford Street, they've been doing the roads. Glenn Hathaway says, I want them off Bedford Street before the repaving begins. I agree with him. You don't want Bedford Street all done and then the demo. But during the demolition and removal of the debris, Bedford Street will have to be shut down and fire trucks and equipment from Central Fire Station located across the street will be rerouted. So hopefully this gets done fast. And the demolition will cost just over $1.4 million. Hathaway did receive some pushback from the Historical Commission and the Preservation Society of Fall River this month for sidestepping the required 12-month demolition delay for historic buildings. So, the building is considered a hazard, and Hathaway said he has the authority under the Massachusetts law addressing dangerous structures to order the building to be taken down. But there will be parts of the old police station that will be preserved. Hathaway said the emblem of an eagle on the top of the facade will be going to the Fall River Police Department, as well as the granite police station sign above the front door. They want some of the bricks too. Whatever the police department wants, they will have as long as I can get it for them, said the building inspector, Glenn Hathaway. So, guys, how do you feel about Bedford Street Police Station finally getting demolished? Comment below. Do you think it's about time? Do you think that they should have saved it? Do you think that they could have renovated it? They could have sold it? What's your thoughts? Now, personally, I've been in the building since it's been abandoned. It's not a nice place. Not a nice place. Would take millions of dollars to renovate because you would have to gut the whole inside after reinforcing the structure. Because gutting the whole inside, the structure might collapse. Even though it looks sturdy, the condition of the inside, not so much. Plus, there was little to no existing roof. Now, I get the Fall River Preservation Historical Commission wanting to be like, hey, it's a historical building. You sure we've exhausted all options? Let's give it a year before we demolish it. That should have been done 2 decades ago. At least a decade and a half ago. Somebody is a little late to the party. And I know that there was a developer some years back that wanted to purchase it, put a bid on it, wanted to make it a boutique hotel, especially since this said developer is developing a lot of properties downtown. You can put your guesses in the comments. Anyways, they took one look and said, nah, this is not the property for me. Fall River has a problem with not maintaining its properties. The city was in an uproar about the old police station for years. What's going to happen to it? Is somebody going to renovate it? What's going to happen? The fate has come. It's getting knocked down. Next up, Bank Street Armory. Have we exhausted all options with the Bank Street Armory? Do you think the Bank Street Armory is in good hands with the politicians that we have running city government here in Fall River? Do you think the proper maintenance is being done on Bank Street Armory to make sure it doesn't follow the same path and direction as the former police station on Bedford Street? Comment below. Moving along. Check this out. We'll talk about it. Well, we just talked about that. Don't need that up there. Now, restaurant replacing Ben's Foods at Fall River Liberal Club hits the ground running. Here's what you can expect. With Ben's Foods retiring and serving their last meal at the Liberal Club in Fall River on Saturday after over 50 years, their replacement has been announced. Victor and Judy Gomes of Vic's Harborside have already begun to hit the ground running to bring quality food to customers. Change is never easy, and whatever combination of past and new employees will be there for opening day, rest assured we will have the customer's best interests at heart, as has always been the case for Judy and me. We've done this for a little bit, and I think we are up to the task. We will keep the current menu, and we will do our best to emulate what the Benavides did so well for so many years. The Gomes are coming in with years of experience as they currently operate the kitchen at the Newport Elks, which they call Vic's on Bellevue. We asked Victor about an ongoing date, and while it's contingent on how fast the team is assembled, it sounds like there'll be at least a few familiar faces. It's contingent upon getting my staff in place. I'm wholeheartedly trying to retain the majority of the staff that have done a fantastic job for several years. I do, however, need more pieces to the puzzle, and I'm currently looking for cooks, prep cooks, dishwashers, wait staff, and bus people. If you are interested in applying for one of the available positions, you can contact Victor directly at 401-644-6819. Again, contact him directly, 401-644, whatever the rest of the number was. You can run it back. Him looking for all those positions seems like he's hitting the ground running now with the staff he's got. But he's giving them all one shot. Like, listen, I don't know you guys. I didn't hire you guys. But I want this business to start now. So while I hire my people, all of you guys are like on probation. Pretty much. You'll fuck up once, you're fired. Seems like he wants to keep everybody, but then again, he's looking for every position that a restaurant has. That would make me a little worried. Just saying. Moving along. Check this out. We'll talk about it. I keep deleting the wrong videos and playing the right ones. The wrong ones. You know what I mean. Fall River. Check this out. We'll talk about it. Ricky Tith put up a post. Former city councilor put, while walking to his restaurant, he observed a substantial pothole on Quikasham Street. He recorded a video and contacted Councilman Chris Peckham to bring the issue to his attention and request assistance. Councilman Peckham responded within 30 minutes, stating that he has forwarded the issue to the DCM department, and the pothole was subsequently repaired within a short time frame. We're going to take a look at this pothole, too. Now, when concerns arise, it is often most effective to contact the relevant department or elected official directly, instead posting on social media. As constituents, it is essential that we work cooperatively with our elected officials, even as they work on our behalf. By doing so, we can work together to maintain a positive and respectful community in Fall River. I appreciate the prompt response from Councilman Peckham. Here's a picture of the pothole right there. And then it's fixed. Things happen like that sometimes. Now, with that being said, guys, I know we all run to Facebook and complain. We all make our complaints on social media. Contact these city councilors. Let them know, hey, listen, I got a problem. I need you to fix this. Can you get it done? And if they get it done, like Chris Peckham did, I'll keep them in office. They're doing their job. If you make the complaints to these councilors, they say, yeah, I'm working on it, and it never gets done, well, they never get your vote again. It should be like that. Common sense, people. Granted, even though social media pressure and how they look on social media definitely affects things, start off by making the complaint directly to them. Let them try to handle it first. Give them the benefit of the doubt. And then if they don't, well, air your grievances to the world. You have that right as an American. Keeping this moving. Check it out. We'll talk about it. This week at Diamond Regional, a squirrel damaged a transformer followed by storm flooding, which officially knocked out power and ended the school year and the building prematurely. There's a picture of it. That's a way to go. That's a story for generations. We should embrace this. Let's look at it like this. Diamond Regional Vocational Technical High School is building a brand new school. This was the last year at Diamond Regional Vocational Technical High School in the building that they're in currently. And the school year gets cut off short, subsequently cutting off the last few days or week of the high school building's existence to occupy, due to a squirrel chewing through some wires and getting electrocuted to death. Because you know that's what happened. He popped. It was a barbecued squirrel. That's nuts. But it's a story to tell. R.I.P. Diamond. R.I.P. to the squirrel. Keeping this moving. Check it out. We'll talk about it. Florida Fire Department confirms homeless encampment fire near Brayton Ave, Route 24. That big fire you seen earlier in the week, we seen where the smoke was coming from. It was coming from the known homeless encampment or unhoused encampment, however we're saying it in 2026. I'll play nice. We seen the smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Fire department confirmed it. Thanks for confirming it. I confirmed it when I seen smoke. And I confirmed it was coming from the homeless encampment when I seen the smoke coming from the homeless encampment. However, I appreciate the fire department for doing their job, putting the fire out and confirming. Something needs to be done over there. However, it's a touchy issue because it's state property. That land part is owned by the state. They control that part. The city does not. So that would be something to contact your state representatives and get on them. And I also believe that the city council members should be bugging these state representatives' ears to get something done over there. How about we cut down 95% of the trees over there, make a nice waterfront area, since it's right on the pond. You got the rail trail that leads right to it. You can clean it up a little bit. Throw some benches. Throw a statue. Throw a wall with some painting on it. A nice mural. Water. Right by the water. Done. Problem solved. State representatives, Do your job. Like Coogan says, like Belichick says, do your job. Carrying on. Check this out. We'll talk about it. Stepping Stone and City Hall is offering cooling centers. Next few days, it's going to be hot, hot, hot. It's getting hot in here. Take your clothes off. No, keep your clothes on. But 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Thursday, July 2nd, and Friday, July 3rd. The cooling center will be located in the government center cafeteria and can be accessed through the cafeteria entrance. Additionally, a cooling center will be open at Stepping Stone, located at 134 Durfee Street, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, July 4th. So the 2nd and 3rd is City Hall. July 4th, Stepping Stone. Go in there if you out and about and unhoused, homeless, whatever. And you're hot, and you don't want to dehydrate and barbecue outside, go inside to the cooling centers. This also means, people, check on your neighbors, check on the elderly, make sure people are breathing. It's going to be hot and muggy outside. If you have breathing issues, don't go outside. Don't do it. Everybody be careful. Moving along. Check this out. We'll talk about it. I did it again. Yeah, forever. Guess what? We just talked about that. Moving along. I'm going to try not to do that again. I might. This is what happens with lives. Check this out. We'll talk about it. Hi, I live on Bogle Street, and I reported this sinkhole that's starting at the end of my road in front of the sewer. Last Friday, I got home at night and almost put my foot in it. It's dangerous. I called police. They came, said the same thing, and was glad I called. Saturday, someone came and put a cone on it. But guess what happened for her? Cone got stolen the same night. I put a tire around it so no one gets hurt on Saturday. That was taken the same day by someone. Put a call twice and no one is doing anything to fix it or at least make it safe for the residents here. There are kids all over here riding bikes and run right over the area of it. Now the cars are driving, making it worse. Yep, and you see the nice crack on both sides. It's going to get nice and big. It's going to take that whole sewer drain with it. Horrible. Maybe the sewer duct over there wasn't put in correctly, making it where it's not reinforced properly inside the drain, like the trap, where the water is soaking around it and creating a sinkhole. Since there's already a hole dug. I don't know. I'm just using my brain. I know that's a foreign thing nowadays. But I want to thank everybody that did tune in for this cold episode 1 of the 4 of Experience. I will be doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Strictly Fall River, Massachusetts news. If you viewed the podcast previously in the past, I used to cover Fall River news, local news, national, and then international news. I, however, now have multiple other podcasts, such as the Sundays podcast with Paulie Styles and It's Your Boy Fifth, that I am a co-host of, which discuss geopolitics. I have the Pop-Up podcast with It's Your Boy Fifth, discussing everything else. And then anybody who knows me knows I'm hip hop. I'm an MC. And the Hip Hop Everything podcast. So that's me and your boy Fifth. We do that one as well. And now the Forever Experience is back. So guys, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Tune in. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for popping up. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for following the page. If you have any pictures or videos of anything Fall River, anything happening in Fall River, anything news in Fall River, any experiences, make sure you send it to the Fall River Experience and we will post it for you. When I say we, I mean me. It's your boy Aaron All-Nighter. Fall River, you know, I'm off this. Peace.